Hey, Ms. Cosio, it's Storm Nappier, your occupational therapist. We met a month ago. If you remember, initially 1/24/2024, and it's been 1 month since our initial meeting, and I wanted to go over our intervention and see if it's working, and see if you're progressing and meeting the goals that we kind of discussed in your therapy plan. And one of those tools you used to kind of help guide the goals that we made was the Canadian Occupational Performance Measure. And basically, if you remember, it's a way to just kind of see how your perception, how you feel about some of the stuff that's very important to you in your day-to-day life. And before we start, I just kind of want to go over it real quick and just kind of do a little refresher. And if there's any point you want to interject, add more, just let me know. So under self-care on the list, under personal care, you had difficulty with brushing and fixing your hair, especially curling and blow drying, because you said it takes two hands, and with your left radial nerve injury, it was really hurting. And you put importance level of 9. And remember the scale, it's 1 to 10, 1 being not very important, 10 being extremely important to you. Under functional mobility, you didn't say anything. And on community management, you said your difficulty with driving, requiring assistance from others on longer drives. And you said that's a level 8. On the importance scale again. Under productivity, on paid or unpaid work, you didn't have anything. Under household management, you put you can't do household chores as needed, and you rated that important as 8. Under leisure, you didn't have anything on quiet recreation, but under active, you said you're very much into the rec basketball league here, and since your left radial nerve injury, you haven't been able to play in your rec league, and you also have that importance of 8. And under socialization, you said it hasn't affected that so far. Okay. Now that we went over that, I wanted to go over your occupational performance, OPP, and I rated them with number 1 being fixing hair when we start with importance, and then we have driving, household chores, and basketball, all 8, because they were below your most important one being your hair. Now let's go to the performance. I asked you initially what your performance was, and that was how would you rate the way you do it? How good do you think you're performing the task? And initially with hair, you said that was a 2, and then we go to satisfaction, and that's how good do you feel about the way you're doing it now? And with your hair, you said a 1. Now let's go to driving. Initially, your importance of 8. Performance level was a 4. Remember again, it's 1 to 10, and satisfaction level was a 2. Household chores was an 8 on the importance level, but you said your performance and your satisfaction were both a 1, and the same with your basketball. Very important to you. You said it was an 8. Performance and satisfaction was a 1. And then I have your total scores down here, 8 and 5. Now, so initially, we did the first assessment on 1/24/2024. It's been 1 month later for your reassessment, and we're at 2/24/2024. So after a month of therapy, we've tried to incorporate your goals into the treatment session, I want to see how you feel now, if anything's changed. So as regarding to fixing your hair, what would you rate your performance with it now? And again, just as a reminder, performance. How would you rate the way you do this activity now? On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not able to do it at all, 10 being able to do extremely well.
About a 4.
4, okay. Now driving, initially importance of 8, performance was I'm sorry, before we go to driving, let's finish with your hair. And how satisfied are you with it being a 4?
7.
7, okay. Alright, now let's go to driving. initially you said your performance was a 4, and how would you rate it now?
5.
5, okay. And how satisfied are you with it being a 5 right now? How
6.
the way you do it? Okay, 6. Let's go to chores. Initially important level 8, performance was a 1. What do you feel like it is now?
2.
2, okay. And how satisfied are you with that?
About 2.
2, okay. And basketball, initially with performance 1, satisfaction 1. What do you feel like your performance is with it now?
I haven't really done any basketball since then, so 1 still.
And what about your satisfied level on that?
1.
Okay.
Pretty sad that I don't get to play basketball anymore.
Okay. All right. So 12, 3. Do you mind if I do some quick math on the calculator?
No.
Okay, and I'm just doing your change in your performance since the initial time we performed this test until now. So I just want to see if there's been any difference. That way we can kind of modify the intervention plan if we need to, and continue to try to target those areas that you really want to get better in. And we might have to modify what we've been doing if we haven't seen any progress or you aren't happy. T2. 2, 2. Okay. I'm gonna do one more. 2.75. Okay, I got those filled out.
Okay. What does that mean?
Okay, as we go through it, and like I said, this test is just a way to do your perception, how you feel. So it's not standardized, it's just to meant how you feel and kind of guide the treatment plan. As regards to fixing your hair, you have a change in your performance 2, and that's how you feel, and your satisfaction was a 6. And generally with this test, anything over 2 points is considered an improvement, and hopefully we're going in the right direction.